Namaste. So tonight I'm going to read Book 3, Chapter 3 on Seeing the Devi. Bhagavatam Maha Surya Koti Samprabha Nidaviganam Kame Sarvakaya Umekarantai Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Saksha Yari Visapadishu Vidya Vinna Om Ham Sam Se Param Se Hari Om. Brahma said, "We were very much astonished not to find water where our beautiful aeroplane landed us. We saw earth resonated with the sweet cooings of the cuckoos, filled with beautiful fruit-laden trees, forests, and gardens, big rivers, wells, tanks, ponds, water springs, small pools, women, men, all are there. Next we saw in front of us a nice city, enclosed by a divine wall containing many sacrificial halls and various palatial buildings and magnificent edifices. Oh, we thought, it is heaven. What a great wonder. Who built this? Next we saw a king looking like a deva is going out on a hunting excursion in the forest. The Devi Ambika, whom we saw before, is staying on the chariot. In an instant our aeroplane, propelled by air, got high up above the sky and reached in the twinkling of an eye at a lovely place. We saw there a divine Nandana garden. There Surabhi, the cow of plenty, was staying under the shade of the Parijata tree. Close to her there was an elephant having 4 tusks, and Minaka and other hosts of apsaras were there with their various gestures and postures, playing, dancing, and singing. There were hundreds of yakshas, gandharvas, vidyadharas within that mandara garden, playing and singing. Within this there was the Lord Satakritu and Sachi, the daughter of Puluma. Next we saw the great wonder Varuna, the lord of the aquatic animals, Kuvera, Yama, Surya, Sun, Fire, and the other devas. Then we saw that in our front, Indra, the lord of the devas, was coming out from a well-decorated city. He was there situated in his palanquin, calm and quiet and carried by men. Then the car where we were situated began to get high up in the sky, and in the twinkling of an eye we reached Brahmaloka. That is saluted by all the devas. There Shambhu and Keshava were greatly bewildered to see Brahma of that place. In the council hall of Brahma, the Vedas and the Angas, the serpents, hills, oceans, and rivers were seen. Seeing all these, Vishnu and Maheshwara asked me, O four-faced one, who is this eternal Brahma? I replied, I do not know who is this Brahma. Who am I? And who is he? Why has this error come over me? You too also are gods, so you better ponder over it. Next our car, going with the swiftness of mind, went in the twinkling of an eye to the beautiful, all-auspicious Kailasha mountain, surrounded by bliss-giving yakshas. It was beautified by the Mandara garden, resonated by the sweet cooings of sukas and cuckoos, of the sweet sounds of lutes and small drums and tabors. When we reached there, we saw the 5-faced, 3-eyed Bhagavan Sachi Sekara, with 10 hands, wearing tiger skin and the upper garment of the elephant skin. He was then getting out of his abode, riding on a bull. His 2 sons, the great heroes Ganesha and Kartikeya, beautifully adorned, were attending him and as his bodyguards. Nandi and all the other hosts were following him, chanting victories to him. O Muni Narada, we were greatly wondered to see another Shankara surrounded by the Matrikas. So much so that, perplexed with doubts, I sat down there. Next, our aeroplane went on with the force of wind, and in an instant reached the abode of Vaikuntha, the amusement court of Lakshmi, or Sutta. There at Vaikuntha we saw wonderful manifestation of power. We saw a wonderful manifestation of power. Our companion Vishnu was greatly surprised to see that excellent city. We saw there four-armed Vishnu and the color of a tasi flower, wearing yellow garments adorned with divine ornaments, sitting on Garuda. Lakshmi Devi is fanning wonderful chauri to him. Struck with wonder at the sight of the eternal Vishnu, we took our seat on the car and looked at one another's face. Next, the balloon ascended with the swiftness of wind, and in the twinkling of an eye reached to the ocean of nectar, the Sudasagar. With waves playing sweetly on it, the ocean Sudasagar is filled with aquatic animals and agitated with ripples. We saw and went along and came to a very wonderful place called Manidwepa, the island of gems, in the midst of the ocean. It was adorned by Mandara and Parijata and other heavenly flower trees, plants, with various beautiful carpets, with variegated trees, Ashoka, Vakula, Ketaki, Champaka, Kudavaka, etc., adorned with lustrous gems and pearls. It was resonated with the sweet cooings of the cuckoos and the humming sounds of bees, and it presented the sight of a sweet harmonious music playing there. Sitting on our airplane, we saw from a distance within the Dvipa a beautiful cot known as Shivakara, i.e. whose four legs represent Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, etc., and whose top portion represents Sada Shiva, looking like a rainbow, with exquisitely beautiful carpets spread over it and decked with various gems and jewels and inlaid with pearls. We saw a divine lady sitting on the cot, wearing a red garment and a garland of red cloth, and bedewed with red sandal paste. Her eyes were dark red. The beautiful face, red-lipped lady looked more beautiful than 10 millions of lightnings and 10 millions of Lakshmis, and lustrous like the sun. The Bhagavati Bhuvaneshwari was sitting with a sweet smile on her lips and holding in her four hands noose, goad, and signs indicating as if she was ready to grant boons and asking her devotees to discard all fear. We never saw before such a form. Even the birds of that place repeat the mystic incantation Hrim and serve that lady, who is of the color of the rising sun, all merciful and in the full bloom of youth. That lotus-faced, smiling lady was adorned with all the beauties of nature. Her high breasts defied the lotus bud. She was holding the various jeweled ornaments, etc. Example, arm plates, bracelets, diadems. Her lotus face looked exceedingly beautiful with jeweled earrings of the shape of the Sri Yantra of Tripura Sundari. Harilika and other Deva girls were surrounding her. They were Shaktis on all four sides, always chanting hymns to Maheshwari, the Lady of the World. She was surrounded on all her sides by Ananga Kusuma and other Devis. She was sitting in the middle of the Satkona, six-angled yantra. We were all wondered at the sight of this wonderful form never seen before, and we thought, who is this lady? What is her name? We know nothing of her from such a distance. Thus, while we were gazing at her, that four-armed lady became gradually thousand-eyed, with 1,000 hands and 1,000 feet. So it seemed to us, O Narada, we became very much embarrassed with doubts and thought within ourselves, is she Apsara, nymph, or a Gandharva, daughter, or any other Deva girl? Who is she? At this juncture, Bhagavan Vishnu saw closely the sweet smiling Devi, and by his intelligence came to a definite conclusion and spoke to us. This is the Devi Bhagavati, Mahavidya, Mahamaya, undecaying, and eternal. She is full, the Prakriti. She is the cause of us all. This Devi is inconceivable to those who are of dull intellects. Only the yogis can see her by their yoga powers. She is eternal, Brahma, and also non-eternal, Maya. She is the will force of the Supreme Self. She is the first creatrix of this world. This Devi, with wide eyes, the Lady of the Universe, has produced the Vedas. The less fortunate persons cannot worship her. During the time of Pralaya, she destroys all the universe, draws within her body all the subtle bodies, linga shariras, and plays. O two devas, at present, she is residing in the form of the seed of the universe. Behold, on her sides are seen duly all the vibhutis, manifestations of powers. They are all adorned with divine ornaments and anointed with divine scents, and are serving her. O Brahman, O Shankara, today we are blessed and highly fortunate that we have got the sight of this Devi. The tapasya, asceticisms that we practice of yore have yielded to us this fruit. Else why Bhagavati has shown so carefully her own form. Those who are highly virtuous by tapasyas and gifts of abundant wealth, those high-souled persons are able to see this all-auspicious Bhagavati. The person attached to sensual objects can never see her. It is she that is the Mula Prakriti united with the Chidananda person. It is she that creates this Brahmanda and exhibits it to the Paramatma, the Supreme Self. O two Devas, this whole universe and all the seers are seen, and other things contained therein, owe to her as their sole cause. She is the Maya assuming all forms. She is the goddess of all. Where is I myself? Where are the Devas? Where are Lakshmi and other Devis? We cannot compare to 100,000th part of her. It is this all-excellent lady whom I saw in the great ocean when she reckoned me, who was baby then, with greatest gladness, in former days when I was sleeping on the cot made of immovable fixed leaves of a banyan tree, and licking my toe, making it enter within my mouth and playing like an ordinary baby, this lady rocked me gentle body. This lady rocked my gentle body to and fro on the banyan leaves, singing songs like a mother. Now I recollect all what I felt before at her sight, and recognize that she is the Bhagavati. These very things I now communicate to you. Hear attentively that she is this lady, and she is our mother. Thus ends the third chapter of the third skanda on seeing the Devi in the Maha Puranam, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Ved Vyasa. Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapara Indra Vishwa. Om Em Rim Klim Java. Om Tuya Mata Chapitatu Mundasya Trasakatu.